happy to share this after the fact, just so you'll have it for your own purposes. So my name is Jim Ather. I'm the Executive Director of Sources. We are the Center for Independent Living in Northwest Arkansas. And once the PowerPoint gets going here.
It's always inevitable that something will happen. It's telling me it won't pull up, but but just give me a moment. I'm so sorry.
That always happens, doesn't it?
I don't know. I'm hoping
technology is great when it works.
Yeah, it's hoping since it's happening early, then we can eliminate it from happening more. Okay, now let me find the sharing.
There you go. So, so again, Jim Ather, Executive Director of Sources. And then I'm going to have Lakeisha introduce herself. She's the director in Southeast Arkansas.
Good morning, everyone. I do apologize. I could not get my camera to work this morning. As Jim said, I am the executive director for Southeast Arkansas Independent Living Services. And my role involves providing support, services, training, also office space, and various resources to the STAR staff. I would like to say that I am a native of Lincoln County, which is a very rural county in Southeast Arkansas. And so being from there and working close with these families, I understand the vital need of these services and this grant. So I'm very grateful to be a part of it. Okay. Next, we have Nicole.
Nicole is here. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I am the Deputy Director at Sources for Community Independent Living. And we are, well, I don't know if the Jim even told you where we at. It's a good thing I'm on here to help him. We're located in Northwest Arkansas, so I'm happy to be here. One of the things that I remember vividly is how Jim communicated. I had just pretty much became deputy director, and he started telling me about this grant that he had in South Arkansas. And it was like, no way, I went to school in South Arkansas. And so UAPB graduate from undergrad. Then I came to Fayetteville for my graduate studies. But I'm a first generation college student. I would have never known anything about college if it wasn't for my high school counselor, one. And once I got down there, it was wonderful. I had a great experience. And so it's important. That community is important to me. When I say that community, I mean Pine Bluff area and all in South Arkansas, because those are my friends. The individuals became my family. And those are the individuals that I want to make sure we allow to have opportunities that they might not have any other time. So that's really important to me. So I'm really excited to be working with a part of this grant, and I will turn it over to Antonio.
Good morning. I'm Antonio Jameson. I'm one of the STAR specialists. I had in the past, I worked on the Arkansas Promise Grant, which we help students improve the quality of life and reduce the reliance on SSI. So we can get, we ready to help students in South Arkansas. Thank you. And I turn it to my coworker, Miss Stephanie.
I'm Stephanie Moten. I'm a STAR specialist as well. I've worked with children and families with disabilities for approximately 16 years on and off, in providing support, guidance, advocacy, and helping them navigate the challenges they face. And I look forward to working with you all. I'll turn it back over to Jim.
Thank you. So I know you guys are all familiar with, the STAR grants, Seamless Transition in Arkansas. Again, it's the required partners, for those of you that may or may not have heard, but so it's a partnership between the Department of Ed, Centers for Independent Living, and State VR Services. And then in addition to that, then the University of Arkansas, with their expansive knowledge and grants, is helping facilitate all of us working together. So I kind of see this twofold in the fact that one, by the required partners of the grant, it's saying you guys need to work more closely together and not silo. But more importantly, it's to improve the outcomes of youth with disabilities. So that is first and foremost, and that's what we hope to accomplish the next 4 years. Next slide. So each center has their own mission statement, but ours is to promote the independence of persons with disabilities by facilitating and supporting their full integration and participation in all aspects of community life. So again, we feel strongly in what the STAR grant stands for, and making sure that even though there's not a center necessarily in South Arkansas, that we're going to reach out and be able to help folks regardless of where they are. So I'm going to turn it over to Lakeisha to talk about kind of Centers for Independent Living and where they're located here in Arkansas. Lakeisha?
Yes. Centers for Independent Living are established by the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. There are 403 CILs, and that's Centers for Independent Living nationwide. For example, Texas, I think they may have 14 centers. In Arkansas, we only have 4 centers. Below, you will see the 4 centers in Arkansas, and they are funded through the Administration of Community Living. First, we have Mainstream. They're located in Little Rock, Arkansas. Number 2 is Spa Area Independent Living, also known as SAILS, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and Southeast Arkansas Independent Living Services, also known as SAILS, Whitehall, Arkansas. And lastly, we have Sources for Community Independent Living, and that is Sources that is located in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Next slide. Centers for Independent Living. Definition is the term Center for Independent Living means consumer controlled, which simply means that people with disabilities are the best experts on their own needs. We are mandated by federal law to ensure that at least 51% of our staff and board members are individuals with disabilities. Justin Dart, he was a disability rights advocate, and we consider him as the father of the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act. He was inspired by a mantra that says nothing about us without us, and that is also embedded in our IL philosophy. We are community-based, cross-disability, non-residential, private nonprofit agency. Also, they are designed and operated within a local community by individuals with disabilities. For example, in Southeast Arkansas, the material that we offer may differ from Northwest Arkansas. Next slide. Each center is required to provide these 5 core services: information and referral, peer support, independent living skill development, advocacy, individual and systems, also transition. We all provide those 5 core services. However, the way we deliver these services may differ from center to center. That is something that's unique about each center based on our community and the individuals with certain needs. Southeast Arkansas at SAILS, we may be strictly working on more of youth transition, job readiness. Hot Springs, Arkansas may be working on the unsheltered community, where you have in Sources in Fayetteville, Arkansas, they may have a strong focus on traumatic brain injury. Next slide. Information and referral. We strive to reduce and eliminate barriers to personal and economic independence for people with disabilities. We partner with other service organizations to share knowledge, provide resources, and enhance accessibility solutions. Next slide. Information and referral is a center at a one-stop disability resource center. You can get all the resources in one location, which is very unique. We also have Arkansas 211, and that is offered through United Way. It is a free, confidential 24-hour way that you can connect individuals and families to critical resources. For example, food, shelter, healthcare, and assist with free tax services. Some of the ways you can contact them, you can just dial 211, or you can text your zip code to 211, and you can also go to arkansas211.org. Knowledge of community resources. Assistive technology, and we use ICANN, Little Rock, Arkansas, and that is Increasing Capabilities Access Network. And they provide technology that individuals need to learn, work, and communicate, and to live more independently. Just some examples of some of the things they provide is screen readers, vibrating alarms, braille keyboards, and recording textbooks. Lastly, we have Job Accommodations Network, AXJAN. And this is where you have ideas and best practices for accommodations for employees with all types of health conditions and disabilities. Now I'm going to turn it over to Nicole. Thank you.
You're muted.
All right. I'm going to talk about the peer support. And during peer support, I'll point out the screen is over here. So I'm trying to look this way, but I'll keep going this way. So forgive me for that. Learn from other people with disabilities through their problem solving experiences and mutual support. Cross disability support groups. That is where anyone can join. For example, we have a hangout for individuals with disabilities. They just come to the center. Sometimes we play games, we have potlucks, we cook out, we do a lot of things, Then we have a caregiver support group that consists of caregivers for individuals who have brain injury, as well as a survivor group for individuals that have went through some type of brain injury. So that's another example. And that partnership is with UAMS. So we really enjoyed that because we've been able to meet with a variety of people. And the good thing about it is, since the pandemic happened and everyone's getting more used to online platforms, we've been able to meet individuals wherever they are. We've had people from out of state even join our group. So we're excited about things like that because we're helping people connect. Independent living skills also include cooking classes, computer classes. We have a sign language classes at Fayetteville, but that's not something that's typically offered at another center because of their population. Jim had a professor he was working with at the U of A, and they communicated how it was important that we had a high population of individuals that were either blind or had low vision, as well as a high population of deaf individuals. And so from there, Jim hired 2 individuals. So I work with one blind co-worker, and then I have a deaf co-worker. And good thing I'm fluent in sign language, so that also helps. And we also help with employment. We have Job Club. We are a ticket to work provider. We also help individuals if they're interested in self-employment. And we also talk about the community work incentives.
Hey, Nicole,
Yes.
can you talk just a little bit about what ticket to work means? Because some of our teachers may not understand what that means.
Okay, I'm gonna let Jim talk about that because he's like he's well versed.
Thank you.
Sure. So a long time ago, individuals with disabilities of working age over 18 actually received I believe it was either pink, actually ticket in the mail saying that you could, instead of using traditional vocational rehab services, you could actually take this ticket to an employment network and they could provide services to you similar to what ARS does. Each ticket to work provider picks and chooses a wide variety based on federal government guidelines as what services they provide. And so we work really closely with ARS with regard to, so we don't have the resources to put someone through school, but ARS does. So if someone's interested in going to school, we'll refer them to ARS to get that schooling. And then, hopefully one of the benefits of this is that if you're signed up with a ticket provider, you are exempt from medical review as long as you're enrolled with a ticket provider. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll refer to ARS for schooling, then ARS will refer folks back to us. So we protect the youth or the adult, or actually adults, through medical review so they can continue to get benefits. So again, each ticket provider has a list of what they provide. So for instance, we don't do support employment. Other ticket providers may. So again, it's important when people go to, there's actually a website, was it tickettowork.gov or something like that, that people can go and research, what ticket providers are out there and which one is going to be best fit for them. Did I answer your question, Amy? Do you guys have any questions? And again, this is really informal. So at any point, if you guys have questions of us or want some additional information, please just raise your hand, stop us, and we'll provide more information.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. I was looking to see if I could get that website in the chat for everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, if there are no additional questions about the ticket to work, I'm going to continue by talking about our advocacy. We have individual advocacy. We have a support group that meets online, helping individuals work through situations. Sometimes people come in with examples. Sometimes my coworker Rita will have other things or topics assigned for each week. So we're excited about that, as well as systems advocacy. One of the challenges that here in Fayetteville we did because of our transit situation, we have a group of individuals that are working on the systems advocacy about how we can really deal with the transportation issues that we have here in Fayetteville. Okay, there are 3 prongs to our transition. The first one, let me make sure y'all wave at me if I'm going past my slide. but the first one is individuals transitioning from institution to their communities of choice. Example of this is the money follows the person. If someone, for example, is coming from an institution and they're ready to go back into their community of choice, there are monies that follow that individual. So then they're able to get like their bed, some, essentials that they need to start living in the community because they didn't have those things that were available inside of an institution. Then we also have alternative waiver for persons with physical disabilities. And then the second prong is individuals at risk for entering an institution. What were you going to say, Jim? You going to say something? Oh, okay.
Lakeisha's going to do that one, but you're fine.
Oh, no, we can. Oh, yeah, I did remember that now that you said it. Lakeisha, I'll turn it over to you.
I can just add on what you already said with money follows the person, and a lot of you all may know it as MFP. You have to be in a nursing facility for 60 consecutive days and Medicaid at least 1 day. It is a year program, and you can do a self-referral. And it's just not for the elderly. It's for including elderly, but adults with physical and developmental disability, and also mental illnesses that are currently living in a long-term care facility, such as nursing homes, that they would like to transition back in the community. The beautiful thing about the MFP program is it's a lot of benefits to it. Medication dissemination, personal attendant care, home modifications, support living services, therapeutic services, community and transition services, and that's where we come in at, and also goods and services. And the ITM, which is an intense transition manager, they are the ones that help with that transition. And goods and services is just, again, what Nicole already stated, those things that you need to just kind of start over. You get a chance to pick the color of the comforter that you want, furniture that you want. You go through that process of making your list, shopping for the things that you want, not necessarily we come in and just check a couple boxes and say that we purchased these items. They're part of that process. And I tell individuals all the time, it's not the quantity that people have, it's the quality of their life. And so this is a good way for them to do that. Back to you, Nicole.
Okay. And then we have the third is this is for Stephanie and Antonio. Go over. Y'all take it over.
Okay. So the third transition is youth to adult roles, and they include health and wellness, employment, community involvement, housing, and budgeting. And Antonio will give you more detail.
Yes, the curriculum that we will use is called Living Well in the Community. We will empower individuals to reflect on their lives and envision a brighter future. We focus on vital areas such as career exploration, education and training, independent living, and self-advocacy. This program is built upon two key principles: embracing the most fulfilling life possible for each student and healthy living habits. We will begin by developing a personalized STAR plan. We will just gather all interests, abilities, accommodations, and we will focus more on growth and social and emotional learning, with a self-awareness, self-advocacy, decision-making, and communication. We will also provide health and wellness support and financial training to enhance overall well-being. To ensure every student thrives, we will connect our source certified work incentive coordinators for benefits counseling. We think that'll be very helpful in the community. Finally, we are dedicated to fostering community connection, helping students discover their surroundings and reduce isolation as they transition into life after high school. So living well in the community will be what we will bring with STAR. Thank you. Next slide.
Let me just add that, Amy will help coordinate this. So kind of our vision, and you guys as administrators and classroom instructors, this is where you guys get to have input for us. So kind of our vision is that we like to, bring this Living Well, which is a national curriculum, to the school system in whatever format works best for you. And then if you have students that have individual instruction, that is where Antonio and Stephanie come into play, and that they can come in and provide individualized instruction for any student that you see. With a long-term goal, this is probably year 3 or 4, or sooner if we can make this happen, is that we'd be involved in IEP meetings with your students so they can create some independent living goals within the IEP structure that they can work on over the course of this program. That's kind of my vision. I don't know if it's going to work out that way just because of the number of students and staff that we have and or your guys' time. But we really, again, we think it's important for students to have some independent living skill. And again, our job, in my opinion, our job should make your job easier. And it's based on what your students and what you guys need within the classroom. Again, we're not trying to take over a classroom. We're not trying to disrupt the classroom. We want to augment your teaching and provide be a resource for you. So whatever you need us to be, that's what we can be for you with regard to this grant and helping students understand independent living. So questions for us?
Either we did a wonderful job or people are frozen somewhere in their area, some of them anyway. But please, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. On the PowerPoint, I have mine, Antonia, Lakeisha, and Stephanie's email addresses. That probably will be the best way to connect with us. And so if you think of questions later on, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And I think I'm going to turn it over to Mary Ann, maybe.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all for doing that presentation. Every time we meet with y'all, we all learn something new. So we appreciate you presenting for us. One of the things, and Amy can touch on this too, is that we'll be reaching out to each of our STAR schools to work with you to coordinate time for Sources staff to come in and meet with your students. They're a great resource, and I think it's a really good addition to what you're currently doing in your transition classes, because I know all of you are operating a transition class for your work-based learning component of STAR. So I think this is a really great addition and can give your students some really valuable information and resources. So we're going to be reaching out to all of you through Amy and myself if needed to really figure out to get them into your classrooms, your transition classrooms, to come and talk to your students. So be on the lookout for that. Amy, anything else that you want to add there?
I don't think so, but I will say you all have my contact information as well. So if you have a question and you don't remember everybody's email addresses, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy. I'm in constant contact with Jim and Nicole. And Antonio failed to tell you this, but he and I graduated high school together. So we have known each other for a really long time.
Yes.
I'm always happy to reach out to him. I don't know Stephanie and Lakeisha as well, but I'm sure by the end of this we will be BFFs as well. So, I'm happy to serve as a middleman if you need for me to do that.
Good,
So-
good morning. I have a question.
Yeah.
May we get a copy of the PowerPoint?
Yeah. Nicole will send it to Amy, and then Amy can message that out to everybody.
Yep, I have it.
So-
So Nicole sent it to me yesterday. So I will send that out this afternoon.
Thank you, Amy.
Absolutely.
Can we also get the recording of this? Because I think y'all
Yes.
said a lot of things too that I want to remember.
Yes. I am new to Teams recording, but if I can figure it out, figure out how to do that, I will send it all out together. Yeah.
I have one more major update for you all that I should have said at the beginning. And
do
my mind.
Are you ready for me to stop the recording, Marianne? Or
Sure,
you want?
that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Or wait a sec. I guess you can hang on.